What's up, everybody? It is early Saturday morning. The snow is falling, but that is not going to deter me. I am heading out to some estate sales. We will see exactly how many. There's 3 on the horizon, but if one is really awesome, then I will just stay at that one and just keep going through everything. I got my box ready in the back. Always pack a box. Bring a box when you're going to estate sales, okay, or 2, okay? It's great to store those items in. You don't want to have a whole bunch of items that you find and that you can't carry around with you. Sometimes bags are not sufficient, so I always take a box or 2 with me. And we'll see what we find. Some of these places say they have 30 to 35 years worth of accumulation, so I'm hoping for some good things. And I will let you know what I find. All right, we're at the first location. As you can see, it is still lightly snowing. This is a nice sized house. Should be really interesting to see what's inside of it. Should be pretty spacious. There's a bunch of cars lined up, people coming in and out. This one started, garage opened 7:45 and the doors open 8:30. It is now 9:25. So we'll see what's going on and check it out. Holy crap, that was terrible. There was absolutely nothing good in there. I am empty boxed, empty handed. There was just nothing good in there. One of the risks with those newer looking houses is that they don't have anything vintage in them. They're just, stocked with things that were acquired over the last 10 years. You never know till you walk in there, but newer houses, there is a risk that that's going to happen. I do prefer to come up on a house that is older, that's not as well kept up, not one that looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house that I showed in my video, How Not to Get Killed on Craigslist meetups. But this sometimes is a risk with this. Now, there were a couple things in there that I could have bought. There were a couple of books, there were a couple of dolls, things like that, but overall it didn't really make sense to buy. And you've got to make sure that you hold your fire sometimes and just don't spend just because you're there. In other words, don't feel like you need to justify your time there by making a purchase that doesn't really make any sense. Just save the money, move on to the next one. You can pretty much tell as soon as you get in there whether or not it's going to be good or bad. And I had a bad feeling as soon as I walked in. The first thing that I saw when I walked into the garage was tons of Christmas stuff. And there's exceptions like aluminum Christmas trees and stuff, but for the most part, and those weren't on sale here, but for the most part, that Christmas tree stuff is generally pretty junky and doesn't sell well. So that was a bad sign as soon as I walked in. And sure enough, the rest of the house was just pretty artsy crafty, but nothing of value. Tons of cookbooks, tons of drawing books, tons of drawing supplies, and anything that was good was vastly overpriced. So not good, but we're going to move on to the next 2. Now the next 2 are the ones that I said earlier have accumulation of 30 years, and the next one that I'm going to go to after that has accumulation of 35 years. So those are the 2 other ones for today. This one didn't say anything like that, but started earlier. The other ones are just getting started, so I'm going to head over to it now. All right, see ya. All right, we're at the second place. This is looking a little more promising. It's a bit older of a house. The cars are lined up down the street, so I'm going to go park, get in there, see what we can find. Down here, and you can see the snow is going, and there's a long line of cars. And we are going to come up on this house and hopefully find some good stuff. There's the estate sale sign right there. Here's the house. See what's going on later. Bingo! I knew that was going to be better. Whenever you're going to a place that specifically says the number of years of accumulation, if it's 30, 35 years, that's the sweet spot. That's really where you want to be, because that's the range where people now are going on eBay to try to get stuff from when they were younger, 30, 40 years ago. All the stuff that they lost, that they wish they had, that they remember opening up on Christmas morning, be it dolls, books, whatever, any types of collectibles. Even old clothes, stuff like that. That's the range you want to be in. So don't worry if you don't show up to these places exactly on time. I mean, it's good if you could get there first thing, especially if there's something you know that's there. But trust me, people overlook stuff all the time. And this is just a perfect example. As soon as I walked in, right on the ledge, and this is a lesson, I can't tell you how many valuable things I found the moment I've walked in. You just turn to the right, turn to the left, look up. Don't just look at what's laid out right in front of you. So sitting right on top of a mantle is this. This is from 1981. It's in the original box. Its name is the name is Wrinkles. That's the name of the type of doll it is, the type of dogs. And they made more than just one, so they made another one here, right there, so you can see that. Okay, so all different versions of them, and see if I could show you the age on it. These were made in 1981. I looked at the comps, so let's see if I could bring that up here for you right there so you can see. So you see there, it's 1981. Okay, I looked up the comps on this, and there's none that have sold, that have even been offered with the box. Without the box, some of these sell for, including this one here, sell for as high as $50. Okay, so with the box pretty much, in many cases, will double the value, sometimes even more, in terms of increasing the value. So for collectors, if they could find an original box, I mean, that is ideal. So sky's the limit on these. I don't know. I might put them up for 100. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to lot them together. I think I'm going to put them up separate, maybe 100 each, and see what happens. So that's first thing. Would be these dolls right here. So I'm real excited about these. Oh, how much did I get them for? $5 each. $5 each. So that is an awesome deal. That is a no-brainer. The next one is also a doll. Now, dolls can be lucrative depending on what they are. And this one is really cool. This is pretty huge, actually. This is a doll that Mattel made called Chatty Cathy. Now, this doll was originally made in the 1960s, but they reproduced it in the 1990s for the holiday, and specifically 1999. And basically what would happen, you can see her right here, open up, she still has the original cardboard, and you take her out, and she has a string on the back, and you basically pull this string, and she talks.
Where are we going for holiday dinner?
Where are we going? We're going to go to an estate sale that has 35 years in accumulation. Just a moment. But that's Chatty Cathy. Now, Chatty Cathy, she goes, and by the way, you can see in here, still have some of the original pamphlets and paperwork that went with her. So kept in great shape. Chatty Cathy goes for as high, this specific one goes for as high as $200 with the box. Now, right now, the cheapest that she is available on eBay is $169. Buy it now. So I'll probably just put it up for a little bit less than that. You know, put it up for, well, 164, 159, something like that. This one was a little bit more pricey, but well worth it at $15. So still, even with shipping, this is going to be a terrific sale. One last thing, and this has to do with books again, but it's a little bit different along the lines of some of the fantasy books and some of the pop culture books that I showed you yesterday. Well, it is pop culture, but not science fiction pop culture. Always go and look in the kids section. I have found books I've sold for $100 for an individual book in the kids section. You never know what you're going to find in there. And this is a good example. It's not quite a $100 book, but this is the Muppet Show book, and it's a book on the making of the Muppet Show. And it's a first edition. So if you open it up, you will see in here that it says first edition. This book I got for $1. It trends at 45. So it's going to be a great sale. None of them are available really for cheap. I think the cheapest one right now, let's see if I could get that up there, shows that it's a first edition right there, first edition. So I think the cheapest somebody has one up right now is for $30, but for a $1 purchase, ships out media mail, you're golden on this. So I've got one more estate sale to hit up. This is 35 years worth of accumulation. Let's see what we find. Might be a little better than this one. This one was 30 years. By the way, you don't have to come out with tons of stuff. 4 good items. Total purchase price was $26. I'm gonna make a lot of money back on this, so I'm excited to hit up the next one and then go home. All right, see you later. Hey everyone, at the last sale, this is the one that is supposed to be 35 years worth of accumulation, and it would make sense because this looks like the older of the 3 houses that I went to today. Kind of went in ascending order in terms of the age of the houses, starting with that first one, which was terrible and the newest, to the one I just came from, and now this one, which looks like the oldest. So I'll have to park across the street because it's a busy highway that this old house is on, and there is really nowhere to park. So I'm gonna grab my boxes and head off across the street and see what I can find. All right, talk soon. Wow, that was amazing. Now, that video that you just saw was video that I took of the first floor of the house, which is where everything was laid out. Now, the mistake that people make is that they see that and they look at it and they think that it looks disgusting and dirty and gross, and they just walk out. There was literally nobody in there. You saw there was no one walking around. I was the only one there for hours pretty much. There was, I think, one person who stopped by and then walked right out. And all of those people missed all of the treasure. They missed all of the gold, all the, not literally gold, but all the treasure, all the great items that were in there. Let me show you some of the stuff that I found, okay? First of all, this right here, new in the box. This might seem crazy to you, okay? It's Cookie Monster in the original box doing the chicken dance, okay? In the original box, this sold recently for $60. There is not currently one available online. The chicken dance version of Elmo, there's only one available online in the box, and it's for $99.99. It has 2 watchers on it. So this one's definitely going to sell, and you squeeze it, and there he is. He does the chicken dance right there. Who doesn't love Cookie Monster? I love Cookie Monster, especially when he gives me $60. All right, moving on. Other things that I found. This is Syracuse, New York, and so we're not too far from Rochester. Rochester, there is the Kodak plant, and I find lots of great stuff from Kodak around here, including old bottles. This is an old bottle of Kodak movie film cleaner. It's still in there, okay? There's not even one available online, and these old bottles just empty they sell. So let alone having the original movie cleaner in it, that's great. That's going to sell. Now, old tins. I love to get old tins. You got to be careful with tins because there's reproduction tins, and the way to tell, just look on the bottom. If you see a UPC code on it, don't pick it up because it's junk from China and it's not going to sell. But if you can find ones that look like this, okay, and there's no UPC code on the bottom of it, these are older. This is like $12, $13 item, okay? Ship out first class, easy. This is something I've never done before. Very interesting. Okay, now this is an old house. It was a lady who was selling off part of the estate, and she was an older woman, and her mother, a lot of the stuff in there belonged to her mother's. And so this was an old tin that I got. Now, I didn't get it because of the cats on it. I could care less about the cats. But what's inside is a whole bunch of money. Okay? And these are old coins from, 60s, 50s. There's not just pennies in there. There's dimes. There's nickels. I don't know. There could even be silver quarters in there. I have no idea until I dump all of it out later. And then to top it off, this is actually heavy, okay? This one right here, this big tin, I could care less about that tin, but inside this tin is all coins. The whole thing is filled with coins. So, I don't know. I'm going to dump it all out. All I could tell you is right now I'm looking at these. A lot of these are from the 60s. There might be wheat pennies in here. In fact, here's some old Canadian coins from Here's an old Canadian penny from 1962. So, I'm excited to go through these later and see what's in here. Amazing. All right. Books. I keep telling you about books. People pass them up. They don't understand. Kodak books. Old vintage Kodak books. Star Trek books. Hardcover. Build up. Make little lots. World War II books. Okay? World War I books. Military books. Got to be careful. Depends on which ones they are. No one has these two selling together. It's a World War I and World War II military transportation. So I should be able to get 15, 20 bucks out of those. This one is incredible. Now, I normally, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Oh, this isn't this is the one. Okay, now, normally I tell people, if you see a book and you open up and it says book club edition on it, don't buy it because it's usually worthless. However, I did decide to check the comps on this one because of the nature of what it is. It's Star Wars and it's 1976 and it's the book club edition. Some of these are going for about $100. And so I looked up the comps and it was reliable that they were selling for high dollar amounts. So this is a great one. It's not even available right now. Buy it now for a low price. So definitely a good one to pick up. Another thing that I advise, here's another old Kodak book right there. I could just combine that with the other one and sell it. That one alone is worth around $12. Another thing that I tell people is with the old kids book is sometimes these old dinosaur books, especially if you could get them and put them together in like a little lot. Here's another one right here. Okay, this one doesn't have any comps on it, but it doesn't matter because it's old, and I looked up comps on some of these other ones, like this right here. Look up the comps on this one. This is a really valuable book, okay? This one goes for like 40, 50 bucks. And then the other thing in great condition was this one here with the prehistoric animals. This one's not as popular, but that's why you combine these two together, maybe make really good value, or combine them together with some of these other dinosaur books. Like this one here is like a $15 book right there. Very light, easy to ship in and of itself. But, you know, you could combine them. If you see these How and Why Wonder books, pick them up. Sometimes you only see a couple of them, but you can make big lots out of these and sell them for a lot of money. I've done really well with How and Why Wonder books. They're really good. Now, make good relationships with the people who you meet at estate sales. Carry a business card around. Hand it off to the person. You never know when they'll contact you, and if you make a good connection, want to make a sale, chat up the person, learn a little bit about the history of the place, try to make connections. You never know what they're going to tell you, or you never know what they're going to give you. If you can make a good connection with somebody, the chances are that you're going to be able to make a good deal with the person. They're going to want to give you a discount because they're going to like you, especially if they find something in common with you that you share. And that's what I was doing with this woman. We had a lot of things in common. I had a lot of things in common with people in her family. We were talking about comic books and all sorts of stuff. So at the end, when I checked out, she just said to me, "Here, why don't you just take this?" This was on the top of one of her cabinets, and she said, "This is totally original," and as you can see, it is. This is just amazing. This is about a $25 item, and she just gave it to me for nothing. Total, how much did I spend for everything that you're going to see here, which is hundreds of dollars worth of stuff? $16. $16 for all this stuff. So this was a killer day. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Join the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. That's the Facebook group I run down below. Make sure you hit it. Share this video with other people if you enjoy all the nice bolos that you saw in here, and if you want me to keep making more of these, because this is just the start of the season for me for getting ready, and there's going to be a lot more trips like this that I can make. So please make sure you let me know, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. I want to see those subscription numbers go up, and that'll make me want to make more of these videos, and it will get notifications sent off to your email box. With that, I am heading home to process some of this stuff and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.